Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So we're on the bottom of page 237. So Narad Muni is going to get lost in Maya now. So जैसे नारद जी को बुला दिया था, एक समय में भगवान विष्णु जी के साथ नारद जी देश देशांतर घूमते हुए ग्राम में रात आ ठहरे। वहाँ एक शाहूकार की स्त्री को बच्चा होने वाला था. So Narad Muni is with Vishnu, and so they're traveling about, and they came to a place where there was the wife of a businessman or someone who's rich, and she's about to have a baby. प्रसूत की वायु से उसको बड़ा दुख हो रहा था और रो रही थी, भगवान को बारंबार प्रार्थना करती थी, अब मेरे को इस दुख में छुड़ाओ, मैं फिर कभी पति संगम ना करूँगी. So the woman's in the pains of labour, giving birth, and she's crying out to Vishnu Bhagwan saying, I will never have sex again, please get me over this pain of labour, get me out of this. ये उसकी पुकार भगवान और नारद जी सुन रहे थे. So Vishnu Bhagwan, who's her guru or someone she believes in, and Narad ji, they're listening to her cries. भगवान ने कोई ख्याल नहीं किया. नारद जी को बड़ी दया आई, भगवान को कहने लगे, आप इस माई की पुकार क्यों नहीं सुनते. So Vishnu Bhagwan ignored her cries, and Narad Muni was merciful and he felt sorry for her, and he said to Vishnu Bhagwan, why aren't you listening to her cries. भगवान ने कहा, ये सत्यवादन नहीं, झूठ बोलती है. So Vishnu Bhagwan said she's a liar and she won't stick to her word. नारद जी ने कहा, मैं जाकर उसको पूछ आता हूँ. So Narad Muni says, I'll go and ask her. नारद जी गए, माई से पूछा, अगर भगवान आप तेरे को दुख से छुड़ाए फिर पति संगम तो ना करेंगी. सत कहती है. माई ने कहा, मैं अपने इष्ट देव की कसम खा के सत कहती हूँ, फिर पति संगम कभी ना करूँगी. So Narad ji went and asked her that if you get over this pain of labour, will you not now then have sex with your husband ever again? And she says, yeah, I swear on my Ishtadev, so that's Vishnu Bhagwan in this case, Anna. So that, like her guru, that I will never do this again, I'm telling the truth. नारद जी ने भगवान को आकर कहा, मैं जामन हूँ, वो सत कहती है, आप उसको दुख से छुड़ा दो. So Narad Muni came back to Vishnu Bhagwan and said, I'm a witness to what she's just sworn to. She's telling the truth, get her freed from the pain that she's in. भगवान ने फिर भी कहा, वो अपना वचन नहीं पालेगी. Vishnu Bhagwan said still that she still won't stick to her word. परंतु नारद जी ने हठ करा और भगवान को कहा कर उसका दुख निवृत्त करा. But Narad Muni was stubborn and kept saying to Vishnu Bhagwan, get her over this pain, and then they did. माई को बच्चा पैदा हो गया, राजी होगी. So the mother gave birth and then she was out of the pain that she was in. दूसरे दिन भगवान और नारद जी वहाँ से चले गए. The next day Narad Muni and Vishnu Bhagwan left there. 10 बरस बाद फिर उसी ग्राम में उसी जगह आकर रात रहे. उसी तरह माई को तीसरा गर्भ था, बच्चा पैदा होने वाला था. प्रसूत की वायु से दुखी हो रही थी, भगवान को पुकार रही थी, अब इस दुख से छुड़ाओ. So after 10 years, Narad Muni and Vishnu Bhagwan came back to the same township, and now that woman is giving birth to her third child, and she's now again in the pains of labour and in agony, and she's again crying out to Vishnu Bhagwan to get her freed from those pains. फिर कभी पति संगम न करूँगी. भगवान जी ने नारद जी को कहा, वेख वही माई अब तीसरा बच्चा पैदा कर रही है और रो रही है, तू जामन पड़ा था, अब तू भी झूठा है हुआ. So Vishnu Bhagwan saying to Narada Muni, see, she's the same woman that swore that she would never have sex with her husband again, and she's giving birth to her third child now, and you bore witness to her swearing in and said you give like a guarantee, you became her guarantor, and you've now been false as well because she lied, and then you guaranteeing her trust is you become out true to be wrong as well, है ना. नारद जी माई पास गए, बारंबार वही है और रो रही है. ਨਾਰਦ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ, ਮਾਈ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ कहती थी ਕਿ ਬੱਚਾ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੋਣ ਤੇ ਪਤੀ ਸੰਗਮ ਨਾ ਕਰੂੰਗੀ, ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਤੀਸਰਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਪੈਦਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, तुमने बचन झूठा कर दिया, आपने इस देव का भी तेरे को डर ना रहा और मेरी जामनी का भी विचार ना करया. So Narad Muni saying to the woman, look, you've in pain again now, and you'd said you weren't going to have sex with your husband again, now you're giving birth to the third child, and you weren't even fearful of swearing oath to your isht, your guru, yeah, and you didn't even look at that I gave a guarantor for you to get you over the pain of the first birth. माई कहने लगी, नारद जी असी गृहस्थी होए, असी सच्चे कैसे रह सकते. So the woman saying back, we're householders, how can we remain honest. नारद जी ने बहुत समझाया, परंतु माई अपनी प्रतिज्ञा सत ना करती पई. So Narad Muni tried to get her to understand, but she was not listening. नारद जी भगवान पास आए और कहा, माई तो समझती नहीं. तब भगवान कहने लगे, कैसे समझे, क्योंकि मेरी माया ने उसको मोहित कर दिया है. So Narad ji came back to Vishnu Bhagwan and said she doesn't understand, she's like saying we can lie like we do, and Vishnu Bhagwan saying that's the way of Maya, that it's got her so attached to it. कैसे बूझे जब मोहिया है Maya. So that's Sri Rag Bhagt Kabir saying, so how can we understand about the path of God, jab mohiya hai Maya, when we're attached to Maya, to the illusion of the world. So how can we understand the path to God when we're stuck in the world. नारद जी कहने लगे, अगर माया ने मोह लिया है तो विचार से दूर कर देवे. So Narad ji saying, even if Maya gets us attached to it, through contemplation or understanding, through internally looking at what's going on, we can get over this. भगवान कहने लगे, मेरी माया बड़ी ज़बरदस्त है, विचार करने देगी ही नहीं, फिर विषयों की तरफ चित लगाएगी. So Vishnu Bhagwan saying, that's fine, but the Maya, the illusion of the world, is very powerful, and it won't even let you think about what you should be doing, and it will get you stuck back in sinning, and you'll get back into enjoying the sinning. नारद कहने लगा, मेरे को अगर आपकी माया भुलावेगी तो मैं कभी ना भूलूंगा. So this is at the top of page 239. So Narad Muni is saying, yeah, कि even if you put your maya on me, I will never forget, the maya can't affect me. भगवान कहने लगे, मेरी कृपा बिना तू भी भूल जावेगा. So Vishnu Bhagwan saying, without my grace you will also get lost in Maya. To Narad Muni, नारद ने कहा, भुला के देखो. So Narad Muni challenged Vishnu Bhagwan and said, go on then, try get me to forget in Maya. अगर आपकी माया से मैं स्त्री भी बन जाऊं तो भी विषय में प्रीति ना करूँगा. So Narad Muni saying, even if you made me a woman, I wouldn't get engrossed in sin. What they're referring to here is like that woman. ब्रह्मचारी बना रहूँगा. So he's saying, I will remain a celibate. काम को जीत लूँगा, and I'll win over lust. भगवान कहने लगे, अगर तू स्त्री बन जाएगा तो कभी काम से निवृत्त नहीं होएगा. And Vishnu Bhagwan saying the opposite, saying, if you did become a woman, you would never get freed of lust. ए माया तां दो चार बच्चे पैदा कर काम से निवृत्त हो जाएगी. So Bhagwan Krishna, Vishnu Bhagwan saying here, this woman in this example, she's gave birth to like 2, 3, 4 children, and then she'll be freed of lust, her lustful intentions. पर तू 60-70 बच्चा पैदा कर भी काम से निवृत्त ना होवेगा. And he's saying, you Narad Muni, when you become a woman, you will give birth to 60-70 children and you still won't be freed of lust. रात दिन काम परायण रहेगा, मैं भी तुम को भूल जाऊंगा. So he's saying, day and night you'll be thinking about काम, lust, and you will even forget me, as Vishnu Bhagwan. नारद कहने लगा, अच्छा आप देख लो, मैं कभी ना भूलूंगा, दिखाओ अपनी माया. So Narad ji is now challenging him and saying, go on then, try it, go on, put your maya on me, I will never forget. तो भगवान नारद को बारंबार हटाते रहे, and then Vishnu Bhagwan is trying to stop Narad from creating the situation, but he's not listening. पर जब नारद ने बहुत हट करा तब भगवान कहने लगे, अच्छा तू इस सरोवर में स्नान कर, स्नान करते ही भूल जाएगा. So when he was being stubborn, Narad Muni, Vishnu Bhagwan said, okay then, go and do ishnan, so go and bathe in this sarovar, in this pool of water, and when you do Ishnan, that's it, the Maya is going to be put onto you and you're going to forget who you are. नारद अपने ज्ञान ध्यान और योग शक्तियों को याद कर स्नान करने लगा. जो चुब्बी लगाई ध्यान और योग शक्तियाँ त्यों ही एक मच्छ ने नारद को ग्रास लिया. Yeah, so Narad Muni, getting all his, thinking of all his wisdom and his concentration of meditation and all his spiritual powers, yeah, keeping that in mind, he started doing the Ishnan. And when he did the Ishnan, when he went fully immersed into the water, that say is a mach, probably a whale or some sort, or a shark, took him in, so swallowed him whole. नारद मच्छ के पेट में चला गया. उससे त्यों ही एक मच्छ ने उस माया रूपी मच्छ ने नारद का सब ज्ञान ध्यान भुला दिया और उस मच्छ को एक भील ने आकर पकड़ा. मच्छ को घर ले गया. पेट चीरा तो सुंदर कन्या रूप से नारद जी निकले और उस कन्या को भील ने पाला. जब कन्या बड़ी हुई तब उसको काम ने अति पीड़ित किया. रात दिन पति की इच्छा करती रहे. So he's swallowed whole by this whale or something, and some sort of sea creature, and then a fisherman came, caught that fish, and took it home. When the fisherman slit the fish open, or the whale or whatever it is, out came Narad Muni as a girl, and he brought her up as his own daughter, the fisherman did. And then when he got older, Narad Muni as the girl started thinking of lust as a young person. अपना चंचल स्वभाव माता पिता को दिखाया करे. And then started showing to his mother and father, Narad Muni as the girl, of his lustful intentions. माता पिता ने लड़की का चंचल स्वभाव देख और भाव समझ कर एक रूप लड़के साथ उसकी शादी कर दी थी. So the mother father understood of her intentions, so got her married off. And they got her married off to an ugly bloke. Yeah, so that's when they say group लड़के, कामदेव ने इतना जोर पाया जो रात दिन में पति को एक घंटा भी छोड़ती नहीं सी. So lust was that powerful upon him, that day and night he was always thinking of lustful things, and he didn't allow his husband to even leave him for एक घंटा, so probably 1 hour. Yeah. आखिर 60 पुत्र और 12 कन्या पैदा हो गई. So he had 60 sons and 12 daughters, so 72 children. Yeah, तब भी इच्छा निवृत्त न हुई, but still had more desire for lust. बच्चों की मल मूत्र से हर वक्त उसके कपड़े भीगे रहते थे. So from the wee and dirt and or the poo and stuff like that of the children, Narad Muni as this woman, was always, her clothes were always dirty from that. Ishnan aad kriya bhi nahi karti thi, and she didn't do Ishnan or anything like that and clean herself. Malan रहती थी, she said dirty at all times. कितने कितने दिनों से पीछे बच्चों के कपड़े धोने जाया करती थी, तब Ishnan करती थी. So after many days she used to go and wash the children's clothes and then used to do Ishnan then after many days. एक दिन बच्चों के कपड़े धोने वास्ते तालाब पर आई, कपड़े धोकर स्नान करने लगी. So one day she came to wash the clothes, and then after she washed the clothes she started doing her own Ishnan. उसी तरह मच्छ ने फिर पकड़ लिया और पहला नारद वाला रूप बनाकर बाहर काट दिया. So she got swallowed again by another whale, let's say, and then she got taken out from the water and was returned as Narad Muni now. नारद ने बाहर निकलते ही भगवान को दातन करते हुए देखा. So when Narad Muni now came out of the water, he saw Vishnu Bhagwan doing दातन, so he's doing brushing with a twig. भगवान का दर्शन करके भी नारद को भगवान में किंचित मात्र भी प्रीति न हुई. So even though he had darshan of Vishnu Bhagwan, who's like his sort of guru, he didn't have any internal love or devotion towards Vishnu Bhagwan, even though he had darshan at that point. अपने पति पुत्रों का नाम ले लेकर रोने लगा. So he started crying, calling out for his husband in the last life, as that woman, and the children's names. यहाँ उहाँ दौड़ने लगा, परंतु कुछ न दिखाई न आया. So he started running around looking for them, but he couldn't find them. रो रो कर बहुत व्याकुल होया. Yeah, so crying, he became like very upset, तब भगवान ने उसको समझाया, हे देव ऋषि नारद क्यों रोता है. So Vishnu Bhagwan said, Narad Muni, so he's a rishi as well and he's a santana, why are you crying? अपने स्वरूप को पहचान, तू असंग निर्विकार है, तेरा देह के साथ तथा पति पुत्र आदिकों के साथ कोई संबंध नहीं है. Yeah, so Vishnu Bhagwan saying to him, recognize who you really are. Yeah, you're not part of this Maya, you've got no desires, and you've got no relationship to your body. Yeah, nor have you got any relationship to these people that you're referring to as your husband and your children. है ना. ये बचन सुनकर भी नारद को शांति नहीं आई. Even hearing this, Narad Muni didn't get any peace. भगवान को कहने लगा, एक बारी मेरे को परिवार को दर्शन कराओ. So he's still asking now, saying to Vishnu Bhagwan, get me to see my family once more. है ना. तो भगवान ने उसका सब परिवार दिखाया. Then Vishnu Bhagwan showed him that whole family. नारद देखकर बड़ा प्रसन्न हुआ. So he became very happy seeing this. और उन्हें में ही मोह करने लगा. And he started showing attachment towards them again. भगवान ने बहुत ज्ञान उपदेश करा भी, परंतु नारद ने प्रार्थना करी, मेरे बच्चों को पहले उत्तम पदवी दो, फिर आपके वचन मानूंगा. So he's this attached to him. So he's saying to Vishnu Bhagwan, Vishnu Bhagwan's trying to teach him that they're false, and teach him wisdom, but he's not listening. Narad Muni isn't, and he's saying, right, first, yeah, give these children of mine a birth of high status, or a good birth, then I'll listen to what you're trying to teach me, but not until then. भगवान ने नारद को कहा, ये तुम्हारे पुत्र और कन्या मायक है. So Vishnu Bhagwan saying, these children of yours, they're just illusion, they're made from Maya. याने झूठ है, दो करी के अंदर पैदा हुए हैं. Yeah, so Vishnu Bhagwan saying they were just made within 48 minutes, so 2 karis, सपने दीन आए, इन में ममता ना कर. So he's saying like a dream, yeah, don't get attached to them, परंतु नारद ने कहा, इनको जरूर उत्तम पदवी दो. But Narad Muni saying, no, you have to give them a birth of high status, or a good birth. तो भगवान ने 60 पुत्रों को 60 संबत यानी बरसों का देवता बनाया. So then Vishnu Bhagwan made them devte, so the 60 sons were made 60 years. Yeah, और 12 कन्या को 12 राशियाँ यानी मेघ बृख कर्क आदि को किया देवियाँ बनाइयाँ. Yeah, राशियाँ क्या होंदियाँ? So what's 12 राशियाँ? Oh, the 12 signs. Oh, and then Vishnu Bhagwan made the 12 daughters, the 12 star signs, like Capricorn and whatever, so that's what they were made, and they were made the devia of those things. Where are we gone now? तब भगवान नारद को कहने लगा, क्यों नारद जी, मैंने तुमको बुलाया कि नहीं? And then Vishnu Bhagwan saying to Narad Muni, see, my Maya got you to forget. तब नारद जी कहने लगा, प्रभु की माया बड़ी प्रबल है. And then Narad Muni admitted, he said, look, this Maya, the power of it is crazy, it's very powerful. आपकी कृपा बिना माया तरनी बड़ी कठिन है. So saying, without your grace, to Vishnu Bhagwan, it's very hard to get past this Maya. अब मेरे ते आप कोई खास कृपा करो जिससे मेरा चित्त शांत रहे, सुख दुख में हर्क शोक ना होवे और सारे संसार को झूठा ही समझूं. So Narad Muni now is doing a supplication to Vishnu Bhagwan, saying, bless me, yeah, especially so that I can stay at peace and I don't get into the flights of happiness, sadness, and pain and pleasure and anguish, and I understand that the whole of the world is false. भगवान कहने लगा, अब तुम्हारा चित्त निरअभिमान हुआ है, अब मेरी तेरे को ते हमेशा के लिए कृपा ही रहेगी. So Vishnu Bhagwan saying, because now you've lost your ego, and you're in humility, I will always bless you, तुम्हारा चित्त सुख दुख से में सम रहेगा. So he's now giving him boons, saying, so during pain and pleasure, you will always remain the same, you won't change in your mind, है ना। ऐसे के कर भगवान अपने विकुंठपुरी को चले गए और नारद भी शांत चित्त को होकर विचरने लगा। So Vishnu Bhagwan returned to his heaven, and Narad Muni now was at peace and was no longer suffering under Maya. बहुत काल पीछे नारद जी को भगवान के दर्शन फिर हुए। So after many years, Narad Muni met Vishnu Bhagwan again, got darshan of him. भगवान ने नारद जी से चित्त की दशा पूछी। Now Vishnu Bhagwan asked Narad Muni, so what's your mind like? What's your state of mind like? नारद कहने लगे आपकी कृपा से अब चित्त शांत रहता है। So Narad Muni said, with your grace I now remain at peace. पहले भी मेरा चित्त अहंकार के प्रभाव से अशांत रहता था। So he's saying, initially, before, I used to get ahankar, I used to get an ego, and I used to get upset and stuff, है ना, so not just at peace, है ना। हर वक्त शोक चित्त में बना रहता था। So he's saying, I was in sadness at all times or in stress, है ना। तब मैं सनत कुमारों के पास गया था। So he's saying, then I went to see Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sant Kumar, yeah, who are his brothers, who are also Brahma's sons, है ना। उन्होंने उपदेश देकर मेरा चित्त शांत कर दिया था। So he's saying, they gave me a teaching which made me also at peace. तब भी मैं सुख दुख में सम रहता था। Then from that point on, he said, I stayed the same, and I used to get fleet, and in times of my happiness and sadness. जब मेरे को दक्ष ने शाप दिया और अनेक दुर्वचन कट वचन कहे, तो भी मेरा चित्त सम रहा, किंचित मात्र भी हर्क शोक न हुआ। So I said, even when Dakash gave me a srapana, so when he cursed him, he said, even then I didn't get happy or sad, and I remained at peace. Yeah. भगवान जी कहने लगे, दक्ष ने तुमको शाप किस कारण से दिया था? तब नारद जी शाप का कारण सुनाने लग गए। So Vishnu Bhagwan is asking, how did you get cursed by Dakash? And now Narad Muni is about to tell that story, what happened. So कथा पांच जन्य प्रजापति की पुत्री अशक्नी नाम वाली दक्ष प्रजापति को विवाही गई। Yeah, so a woman called Ashakani, yeah, got married to someone called Dakash, है ना। और दक्ष प्रजापति को मेरे पिता ब्रह्मा जी ने आज्ञा करी। So Narad Muni saying, his father, who's Brahma, the devta, so these people are all devte, by the way, yeah. He was told, yeah, so Dakash was by Brahma, तुम सृष्टि पैदा करो। तब दक्ष अपनी स्त्री अश्कनी से हरियश्वादी 10,000 पुत्रों को पैदा करता पाया। Yeah. So Brahma told Dakash to increase the population, Anna. So he then has 10,000 sons with his wife, because that's what he was told to do, Anna, to increase the population. वो 10,000 लड़के आपस में समान स्वभाव आकार विद्या पुरुषार्थ में एक जैसे थे। So all these sons were very similar in terms of their actions, their personalities, their education. Yeah. दक्ष ने उनको भी सृष्टि बढ़ाने की आज्ञा दी थी। So Dakash also told his sons also to increase the population, to have children. उन्होंने कहा हम तपस्या करके ब्रह्मचर्य पूरा करके आपकी आज्ञा पालन करेंगे। So the son said, let us first do hard meditations, Anna. Let's do tapasya, yeah, and then we'll stay celibates while we do that, but then after that we will do as you say and get married and have children. ऐसे के कर पिता जी से आज्ञा लेकर सिंधु नदी के किनारे घूमते घूमते नारायण सरोवर में पहुंच गए। वहाँ तपस्या करके चित्त को शुद्ध करते पे। Saying this, they got permission from their father and went to the Sindhu river. Yeah, and on that river bank they went to the Narayan Sarovar, and at that point at the Narayan Sarovar they started doing their tapasya, their austerities and their meditations, yeah, to get purified. Kumbhata kumbhata मैं भी वह पहुँच गया. So Narad Muni saying, traveling around I also arrived there, और उनको उत्तम अधिकारी देकर गृहस्थ आश्रम से गिलानी कराकर ईश्वर भक्ति में लगा दिया. Yeah, so seeing that they were deserving of wisdom, Narad Muni saw that what they were like, and he told them the problems and challenges of being grihasthis, and told them to just do bhakti. Basically, don't become grihasthis, don't become householders. और वो भी मेरे बचनों में दृढ़ विश्वास कर वहाँ ही तपस्या करने लगे. So they trusted Narad Muni fully and believed in all that he taught them. और पिता पास न आए, and they didn't return back to their father as they'd agreed initially. दक्ष ने आकर उनको बहुत समझाया, परंतु वो घर ना गए. So Dakash came back to get them, to come home, and tried to convince them, but they wouldn't return home. तब दक्ष को मेरे ऊपर बड़ा क्रोध हुआ. So Dakash was very angry because he knew Narad Muni, who taught his sons to carry on doing tapasya and not come home. मेरे पिता ब्रह्मा जी ने उसको क्रोध दूर किया. So he's saying my father Brahma got him to calm down and get over his anger. और कहा और पुत्र पैदा करके प्रजा दी वृद्धि करो. So he's saying his father, Brahma, said, forget those 10,000 years, just go on, give birth to some more, just carry on and just increase the population. तब दक्ष ने उसी पहला स्त्री से ही 1,000 पुत्र शबला शब आदि नाम वाले पैदा करे. So now he gave with the same wife birth to 1,000 sons. उनको दक्ष जी ने हर एक विद्या में निपुण कर दिया. So he got them educated in all fields. और उनको आज्ञा करी तुम तपस्या करके जल्दी वापस आओ जाओ. So he gave them permission to go and do tapasya as well, but he said come back quickly. So what you can see here, the pattern would have been, first you get some worldly education, but then you go away and do tapasya and then come back home to become a grihasthi. So this would have been the pattern of life then. आकर प्रजा की वृद्धि करो. So they were told as well, you need to increase the population, so you need to come back as well. तब वो भी नारायण सरोवर में जाकर तपस्या करते पे. They also ended up the same place at नारायण सरोवर and started doing तपस्या there. अपने भाइयों को शांत चित्त देकर इनका चित्त भी सृष्टि पैदा करने से कुछ निवृत्त हो गया था, फिर मैं भी वह पहुंच गया. So these guys who were born, these 1,000, saw the other 10,000 brothers of theirs, saw that they were at peace, and they also now were getting put off of wanting to increase the population and become grihasthis as well. And now Narad Muni is saying, I now arrived here as well. उन्हों का भी उपदेश देकर तपस्वी बना लिया. So he taught them as well, the other 1,000, and made them tapasvis who wouldn't go back. कर ना जाने दिया, and didn't allow them to go back home. जब दक्ष को पता लगा तब दक्ष ने मेरे पर बड़ा क्रोध किया. So Dakash got very angry with Narad Muni, saying, what he's doing. और मैं भी उसके पास अचानक पहुंच गया. So he's saying, but just by chance, I also met Dakash. मेरे को देखकर दक्ष ने लाल नेत्र हो गए और बहुत कटु वचन कहे और शाप दिया. So Dakash when he met him, his eyes went red and he got very angry and spoke very cruel words to him. तुम्हारा सारा जीवन संसार में भ्रमण करते ही व्यतीत होगा. So he's now giving him a curse, Dakash is to Narad Muni, and saying, your whole life you'll spend travelling about. तू एक जगह कहीं भी ठहर नहीं सकेगा. Saying you will never be able to stay at one spot. फिरता ही रहेगा, and you will always be travelling. मैं दक्ष को कठोर वचन सुनकर सम्राट होते भी दक्ष को कुछ ना कहा. So he's saying, hearing this, hearing these cruel words of his, I was still at peace, and even though I had the power to return with the bad words and give him a curse as well, I didn't. हंसता ही रहा, he said, I stayed happy and laughed. और प्रसन्न बदन होकर दक्ष को शाप को स्वीकार कर लिया, and he said, I accepted his curse. इस प्रकार पहले भी मैं सनत कुमारों के उपदेश में से शांत चित्त हो गया था. So he's saying, in this way I was also initially at peace with the teachings from Sant Kumar anyway. बीच में आप से हट करके माया से मोहित होकर अशांत हो गया था. So it says in between, saying before I was at peace, but then in between I lost my way and I got stuck in Maya when I didn't listen to you, and was stubborn. Saying this to Vishnu Bhagwan, अब आपकी कृपा से फिर शांत चित्त रहता हूँ. So I say, now with your blessings, I'm now again at peace. ए नारद जी की कथा सुखदेव Swami ने राजा परीक्षित को भी सुनाई थी. So saying this katha about Narad Muni. So Narad Muni has got this srapana, this case. So he's always walking around when they show him. He never stays at one spot. Yeah. It also occurs in the katha of Pareekat being taught by Sukhdev Muni. संसार को झूठा समझकर दुख सुख के आने पर भी हर्ष शोक न करो. Yeah. So Pareekat was taught as well, like Narad Muni, yeah, to not get happy or sad and not believe in the world. है ना. तब राजा परीक्षित की सुखदेव स्वामी जी के उपदेश से संसार रचना को मिथ्या समझकर सुख दुख में सम रहने लगा. So Pareekat was taught this as well, about the falsehood of the world, yeah, and he started then staying in an equal state of mind, है ना, not going up and down. और चित्त का एकाग्र कर श्रीमद् भागवत सप्ताह सुनकर मुक्त हो गया. अज्ञान दशा में सब का चित्त अशांत रहता है. So Pareekat was taught, there's a Granth called Sri Madh Bhagvat, है ना, yeah, he was taught that in 7 days, है ना. So that Granth is basically the katha of what happens to Pareekat, है ना. But he was taught that in 7 days and he got mukti in 7 days. He said that's his story, है ना. And he's saying in ignorance, है ना, we all remain not at peace, है ना. We all remain like monkeys. What's the opposite of peace? What's in English? Anyone? Unpeaceful. Way. Unpeaceful. गुरु द्वारा ज्ञान प्राप्ति करने से ही चित्त शांत होता है. Yes, so saying you get your peace, है ना, through the teachings of your guru. जैसे सनक आदि मुनियों का चित्त भी पहले मान अपमान में हर्ष शोक करता था. Yeah, so he's saying, even though great saints like Sanaka, Sanandan and them as well, they also initially were also in the modes of being happy and sad and getting respect and disrespect, है ना. वेद व्यास जी ने शिव पुराण के रुद्र संगता पार्वती खंड के दूसरे अध्याय में लिखा हो. Yeah, so this is now talking about them, है ना, Sanak, Sanandan, the 4 brothers, है ना, of how they also were like us as normal people, but then afterwards they developed their spirituality, है ना. ब्रह्मा जी की सभा में सब देव गान ऋषि गान सत्संग करने वास्ते आए थे. So in the court of Brahma the Devta, all the different angels and deities had come to do satsang. Yeah. नारद जी प्रश्न करते जाते थे, ब्रह्मा जी उत्तर देते जाते थे. So what was happening in the court was Narad Muni was asking his father Brahma questions and Brahma was answering them. Yeah, so it's like katha. तब नारद जी ने पार्वती सीता राधा इन तीनों के पूर्व जन्म की कथा पूछी. So Narad Muni then asked his father, said Parvati, Sita and Radha. So these are 3 women who are famous in Hindu tradition, है ना. Yeah, he said, tell me about their previous births, है ना, of who they were. तब ब्रह्मा जी कहने लगे, हे नारद, तुम्हारे भाई दक्ष की 60 कन्याएं थी जो कश्यप आदि ऋषियों को विवाही गई थी. So he's saying, Brahma saying, your brother Daksh, है ना, he had 60 daughters, and out of those 60 daughters they were married to different rishis and different sons, Kashyap, etc. and other people, है ना. उनमें स्वदा नाम की एक कन्या का विवाह पितृदेव के साथ हुआ. Yeah, so he's saying one of those 60 daughters were married to, yeah, who had the name of Swada. She was Swada naam ki ek kanya. Swada was married to Pitradev, and Pitradev is the devta of your ancestors, I think, is it? ठीक है? Is it ancestors? पितृदेव, पितृदेव. Okay. स्वदा को 3 कन्या हुई. So Swada, she had 3 daughters. बड़ी का नाम मैना, the oldest name was Maina. The second one दूसरी का तन्या, तीसरी का कलावती, the third one was called Kalavati. तीनों ही कन्या भगवत भगति प्रायण हुईं. So these 3 daughters were all very devout and did like Simran and Bhajan. जहाँ सत्संग होता था तहाँ चली जाती थीं. So wherever there was satsang, they used to go. These three daughters, जब कन्या युवा अवस्था को प्राप्त हो गईयाँ, when they became youthful, है ना, of marriageable age, तब हृदय में भगवान विष्णु के दर्शन की अभिलाषा करतियाँ पईयाँ. When they became young, है ना, they wanted to have darshan of Vishnu Bhagwan, so they started meditating for that. तब हृदय में भगवान विष्णु के दर्शन की अभिलाषा करती पईयाँ, वे कुंठ में तप से बिना जा नहीं सकतियाँ थियाँ. So without hard meditations they couldn't get to where Vishnu Bhagwan lived in the heavens. है ना. एक समय श्वेत दीप में भगवान का आगमन सुनकर भगवान के दर्शन अर्थ तीनों कन्या गईयाँ. So he came somewhere, yes, Shwet Deep, I don't know where that is yet, but anyway, so Vishnu Bhagwan came there, and him coming there, they went to do his darshan. दर्शन कर तृप्त चित्त होकर चित्त वृत्ति को भगवान को चरणों में लगा कर भगवान के पास ही बैठियाँ रहियाँ. Yeah, so getting darshan, they were very happy and satisfied, and they stayed sitting there in his feet, looking at him and thinking of him. इतने में सनत कुमार ऋषि भी पहुँच गया. Yeah, so Sanat Kumar, है ना, he came then as well, है ना. सनत कुमार को आया देखकर सब सभा उठ कर खड़ी हो गई. So seeing Sanat Kumar come, yeah, the whole of the all the people in the court at the time, and there at that place, they all stood up and out of respect for Sanat Kumar को नमस्कार करने लगी, परंतु पृथ्वी देव की तीनों कन्या का खरी हुई. So everyone else got up, but these three girls didn't get up. Yeah, और ना नमस्कार करी, and they didn't मत्थे को bow to him, क्योंकि उनका चित्त भगवान में चरणों में लिवलीन हो चुका था. Because they were devout to Vishnu Bhagwan, so they didn't want to bow to anyone else. तथा कुआरी जवान अवस्था अपनी समझ कर शर्म के मारे भी ना उठियाँ. Yeah, and plus because they were youthful, and they were young, they didn't want to get up as well, Yeah, कुआरी कन्या को शास्त्र की कोई विधि भी नहीं, and there's no saying a girl who's not married, there's no teaching for what she should do when this happens, when someone of a stature like this walks in, इस वास्ते भी ना उठियाँ. So for this reason they didn't get up as well. उन तीनों के ना उठने से सारी सभा को विक्षेप हुआ. And because the three of them didn't get up in the court, and everyone else there, everyone else was upset with it. और सनत कुमार को भी विक्षेप हुआ. So Sanat Kumar also got upset. तब सनत कुमार क्रोध में आकर कहने लगे, हे लड़कियों तुम अति मूढ़ हो. Yeah, so they got upset with them as well. Sanat Kumar etc. did, saying that you are stupid to the girls. Yeah, और वैदिक धर्म से विमुख हो, saying you are going against the teachings of the Veds. अपने बड़ों के आगे ना उठती ही हो और ना नमस्कार आदि करती हो. So they said you didn't get up, and we're more respected than you. You didn't stand, nor did you bow to us. बड़े कुल की कन्या होने पर भी तुमने मर्यादा बिगाड़ी है. So saying even though you're from a household of good stature, you haven't upkept the rites and rituals of what you're supposed to do. You've done the wrong thing, इस वास्ते मैं तुमको कुछ दंड देता हूँ. So saying for this reason I'm going to now give you a punishment. काल पाए कर तुम स्वर्ग से गिर जाओगे. So saying after some time you will fall from the heavens. Yeah, so these are devte, so they're angels. और मनुष्य लोक में मानव स्त्री बनकर रहोगे. Saying you become human beings and live as females, as women in the world. कन्याएं इस श्राप सुन चरणों में गिर पड़ी और सनत कुमार को बहुत बार कहा क्षमा करो क्षमा करो. So the girls now fell at the feet of Sanat Kumar etc. and started begging them to bless them and forgive them. तब सनत कुमार उन पर प्रसन्न हो गए और कहा अच्छा मैं तुमको वर भी देता हूँ. So Sanat Kumar got happy at them falling at his feet and said, alright, I'll give you a boon as well. तुम तीनों में बड़ी पार्वती का अवतार धारण करेगी. So he's saying out of the three of you, the oldest one will become Parvati. Yeah, so the wife of Shivaji. Yeah, Shivaji के साथ ब्याह करेगी. दूसरी सीता नाम वाली जनक राजा दी पुत्री होगी, and the second one will be Janak Raja's daughter Sita. So that's the one that gets और श्री रामचंद्र जी के साथ विवाह करेगी. So she got married to श्री रामचंद्र the avatar. तीसरी राधा नाम वाली श्री कृष्ण जी के साथ प्रेम करने वाली होगी, and the third one will be Radha who is devout to Krishna भगवान. तुम अपने अपने पतियों के साथ मिलकर पूजने लायक हो गए. Yeah, so it's saying with your husbands you will also become worshipped, है ना. और अनेक प्रकार के नैवेद्य लोग तुम्हें अर्पण करेंगे, तुम्हारियाँ पत्थर कियाँ मूर्तियाँ भी पूजन लायक हो जानकियाँ. So it's saying many books will be written about you as well, and people will also make stone idols of you and worship them, है ना. ये वर देकर सनत कुमार कन्याओं को प्रसन्न करते पे. So the girls now got happy with these boons. समग्र कथा का भाव ये है. So the whole katha, what it means is कि गुरु शरण के पहले सनत कुमार जी को भी मान अपमान हर्ष शोक होता पाया. So saying before Sanatan Sant Kumar got Sikha from a guru, they used to also get into the modes of being respected, disrespected, as they did in this, get happy and sad in this, as they did in this story. So before they went to a guru and sought the sanctuary of a guru and the teachings. और इस तरह चारों भाइयों ने जय विजय विष्णु भगवान के द्वारपालों को भी शाप दिया था. So the four brothers also gave a curse to the doorman, let's say, है ना, of Vishnu Bhagwan, है ना, whose names were Jay and Vijay, है ना. थोड़ी बात वाले वास्ते यानी उन्होंने अंदर ना जाने दिया, तब उन्होंने कहा राक्षस हो जाओ, और वैर भाव राखते भगवान के साथ से मर कर 3 जन्म भोग कर फिर इस पदवी को प्राप्त होवेंगे. Yeah, so just because they wouldn't let them in, Jay and Vijay were given a srap by these, by Sanak Sanatan Sant Kumar, and it was said that you will now go into Rakasha, you become like demons, and you will be born on earth, and you will be the enemies of Vishnu Bhagwan and die through his hands, and then you become back to this stage of being the guardsman. So that was Ravan and his brother Kumbhakaran in one life. Yeah, so they came again and again. Anyway, इस प्रकार पहले सनक सनातन को हर शोक को हो जाया करता था. फिर जब हंस अवतार द्वारा नित्य अनित्य का विचार हुआ और ए माया की रचना मिथ्या है, यह दृढ़ निश्चय हुआ, तब सनत कुमारों का चित्त शांत हुआ, यानी मान अपमान सुख दुख में सम रहने लगे. एक प्रसन्न ऐसा आता है. So saying before Sanatan Sant Kumar, they used to be like normal people, and they used to get happy and sad in different modes of their mind. But then when they were taught by their father, of the swan, of how it separates, not the swan, sorry, the bar-headed duck, but anyway, it's a hans in it, how it separates water and milk, and that the only thing that's worthwhile in the world is the milk, which is God. Yeah. So when they were taught that, that's when they got their shanti, and then that's when they got to their gyan, Then after that, they didn't come back down, but before that, they were like normal people, Yeah, and then there's a teaching here, so another story here, एक दिन संत कुमार जी समाधि स्थित थे. So they were sitting in meditation and imbued in it, so they were in like a samadhi. और आसपास कितने ऋषि मुनि अपने अपने साधन साध रहे थे. कोई ईश्वर भक्ति कर रहा था, कोई ध्यान, कोई ताप कर रहा था, कोई गंगा किनारे मिलकर सत्संग कर रहे थे. So around this area where they were in meditation, there's a lot of other saints doing different things to get to God, different types of meditation or austerities, on the banks of the river Ganges or river Ganga, उसी वक्त घूमते घूमते पार्वती सहित महादेव भी वहाँ आ गए. So traveling around, Shivji and Parvati came to this spot. सब ऋषि उठकर खड़े हुए, शिवजी जी का सम्मान पूजन किया. So all the saints in that area stood up when they saw Shivji come and worshipped him, फिर महादेव जी सब महात्माओं के दर्शन करते करते संत कुमार पास पहुँचे। संत कुमार समाधि स्थिति में थे, वृत्ति लीन थी। शिव जी को उन्होंने देखा ही नहीं। Yeah, so Shivji travelled around all the sants, and when they got to Sant Kumar, etc., the brothers, they were all still in their samadhi, so they didn't know that Shivji was there, and they didn't do pranam to him. पार्वती ने संत कुमार को पहचान लिया, यह वही है जिन्होंने हमारे को कन्या भाव में न उठने पर शाप दिया था. So Parvati now recognized who they were, and she's thinking, oh, these are the same guys who cursed me when I was a girl for not getting up when they walked in. Yeah. आज ये ही भगवान शिव जी के आगे नहीं उठे हैं, इन्होंने भी मर्यादा तोड़ी है, मैं भी इनको शाप दूँ. So she's thinking, yeah, I can get them back now, I can get them back, so I can reverse it. So she's thinking, I can now get them back because they haven't got up now and they've broken Maryada for not getting up when Shivji's come, and I can also now give them a curse. ये विचार शाप देने लगी. Thinking this, she started giving them a curse. महादेव जी ने पार्वती को बहुत रोका भी, परंतु पार्वती का क्रोध ना रुका. Yeah, so Shivji's trying to stop her, but her anger is not subsiding. और कहने लगी, महादेव के अपमान करने वाले मूढ़ अभिमानी, जा तू नीच शूद्र जोनी, अश्व पालक याने घोड़ों की सेवा करने वाले, लिद उठाने वाले, दुर्गंधी में रहने वाले जन्म को धारण कर. Yeah, so she then gave him, one of them, a srap, one of the brothers a srap, to say, go and become a low caste who looks after the horses and lives in the stables and looks after their poo and everything else. ऐसे के कर होर भी बहुत दुर्बचन के. उस वक्त सनत कुमार जी पार्वती के शाप देने में समर्थ भी थे, परंतु सत सत के विवेक से उनका चित्त शांत हो चुका था. इस वास्ते पार्वती का शाप स्वीकार कर लिया. चित्त में कोई हर्ष शोक न हुआ. झट ही पहला शरीर छोड़कर अश्वापालु का रूप धार कर आगे सो भी स्वतंत्र रहने लग गए. Yeah, so one of the brothers then immediately gets born as this person, who's a stable hand, and even though he had the power to return the curse and do something, he'd got to the point of wisdom where he knew what was true and what was false, and he didn't have no happiness or sadness of having this srapana, and he just happily took it on, the curse, and he became even happier when he started living in this line. याने सोच स्नान आदि नित्य कर्म की विधि से भी रहत हो गए, because now he didn't need to do all the things that he needed to do as being a high caste or in the padavi that he was before, so he didn't have to do daily स्नान and daily acts. शूद्र होने कर किसी नित्य कर्म का कर्तव्य ना रहा, अब दिन रात आनंद में रहने लग गए. So day and night he was in bliss now, he didn't have to do anything else. कुछ दिन बाद पार्वती के चित्त में विचार हुआ कि मैंने बड़ा अपराध कराया जो निष्अपराध सनत कुमार को शाप दिया. So she felt bad for doing this to him, so after a few days she went back and wanted to see what was going on. अब चल कर उनकी खबर तो लो, महादेव के साथ वहाँ आई. So alongside her came Shivji, and they came to have a look what was going on. जहाँ सनत कुमार अश्वशाला के द्वार पर आनंद में मगन हुए पड़े थे. So they saw him in much happiness. वहाँ सनत कुमार को प्रसन्न देखकर बड़ी खुश हुई और कहा, वर मांगो, मैं तुम्हारे पर बड़ी प्रसन्न हूँ. So they were happy to see that he was happy, and she said, look, I'm happy with you, and I asked for a boon. Yeah. सनत कुमार कहने लगा, मेरे पर तो आपकी पहले ही बड़ी कृपा है. मैं पहले ब्राह्मण शरीर में इस शूद्र शरीर से मैं 100 गुना ज़्यादा सुखी हूँ, परंतु थोड़ी सी तकलीफ इस शूद्र शरीर में भी मानता हूँ तो जो मल मूत्र वास्ते उठकर दूर जाना पड़ता है और हस्तपाद आदि अंग धोने पड़ते हैं. ऐसे कोई शरीर कृपा करके दो जो खरे खरे बैठे बैठे ही मल मूत्र निकल जावे और हाथ पैर आदि अंग भी ना धोने पड़े. Yeah, so he's saying, you blessed me a lot previously, in this birth, yeah, and before I was a Brahman, and now in this low caste street, I'm 100 times better off, yeah. But I've got a bit of a problem in this body, yeah, which is I have to go to far off, I have to walk a bit, to go and have a wee and whatever, and a poo, and I have to wash my hands and stuff, He's saying, give me such a body where I can just do this standing and wherever I am, and I wouldn't have to wash my hands. So if you can give me that boon, then that'll be even better, ये बचन सुनकर पार्वती को बड़ा क्रोध हुआ. She got really angry hearing this. और कहा, ऐसे तो ऊँट होया करते हैं, जा ऊँट हो जा. चटत ही तथा अस्तु कहकर ऊँट हो गए. So she said, become a camel, because that's what camels do, Yeah, and he said, thank you, and became a camel. और किसी के सिखाने मारने पीटने पर भी काम ना करा करे. So even if someone like tried to teach him to do work as a camel or beat him, he wouldn't do anything at all. Yeah, this camel. तब ऊँटों वाला ने उससे तंग आकर उसको खुला छोड़ दिया. So the camel owner who owned him, he'd had enough of him, so he just let him free. वो भी स्वतंत्र हरी हरी वृक्षों की टहनियों कहा कर और गंगा जल पीकर बड़े मस्त रहा करे. So now he just basically ate the greenery that was around him, drank the water of the Ganges, and lived in much bliss like this. अब तो पशु शरीर में सब वैध क्रिया का अभाव है, कोई भी विधि नहीं रही, बैठ कर ही मल मूत्र त्याग कर छोड़ते हैं. So he's saying basically he didn't have to do anything else in terms of ablutions of his body, and he could just carry on doing the wee whatever he wanted, and as the camel, and he was happy like that. ऐसे कुछ काल बीतने पर पार्वती जी को फिर ख्याल हुआ महादेव जी के साथ फिर आए. So Shivji and Parvati again came to see what was going on. After some time had passed, देखा आगे से भी ज़्यादा मगन है. So they saw that he's even happier than he was before. कहाँ वर मांगो. So she said to him again, ask for a boon. संत कुमार ने कहा, जब तक मेरी प्रारब्ध है ये वर दो, मेरे को यह ऊँट शरीर ही मिला करे. So he's saying, so long as I've still got actions which need abolishing, yeah, so the reward element which he's still got to undergo in a body, saying I should be given just the life of a camel for the rest of that time. Give me this, जब कुछ ना मांगा तब पार्वती ने कहा, क्षमा करो, कुछ और वर मांगो. So Parvati said, no, sorry, ask for something else, जब कुछ ना मांगा तब पार्वती बड़ी दीन हुई और कहा, अगर आप निष्काम हो, मेरे को से वर नहीं मांगते हो, तो आप मुझको प्रसन्न होकर वर दो. But he didn't ask for anything else, and he didn't want anything, and she then said to him, yeah, if you're merciful, then give me something, They said, you don't want anything, but then give me something, yeah. तब सनत कुमार कहने लगे, हम प्रसन्न है, वर मांग. So Sanat Kumar said to her, go and ask for what you want, and I'll give it to you. पार्वती ने कहा, मेरा वर यही है कि तू हमारा पुत्र हो जा. So she asked for him to become her son. संत कुमार ने कहा, तथा अस्तु. He agreed and said that's what will happen. फिर आकर पार्वती के पुत्र बने. Then he became her son. उनका नाम स्वामी कार्तिक हुआ. So his name was Swami Kartik. दूसरा सिकंद भी उनका नाम है. The second name is called was Sikand. तीसरा कामजित भी उनका नाम है. And the third name is known as कामजित as well, which is victorious over desire, So इस प्रकार संत कुमार हंस भगवान के द्वारा नित्य नित्य के विवेक पीछे ऐसे अडोल चित्त रहे. So in this way, Sant Kumar, etc., before having the knowledge of the Hansana, they suffered as well a bit, but then they became adol, having this Sikya, so it doesn't matter what happened to him here at this point, they never got affected by any of it, and they were at peace. I'm not carrying on, I've had enough. Page 245, we are finishing at, yes? वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.